Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, this is my overwintering potato challenge. In the autumn we planted all my potatoes in here, possibly 6 to 8 potatoes in each row, and this was set up by Allotment, so pop and have a look at his channel. I'll put the @Allotmental in the description below. These are my own MEKA seeds. I took them from the seed pods, the little tomatoes on the top. Somebody sent me those and we've been growing them now for 2 or 3 years. Some Picasso from Alan at the Dawn Chorus plot. Kestrel from Gary, who used to be on this site. Purple potatoes that we found on this on plot 1. Pink fir apple from Steve's allotment, and some white potatoes found on plot 1. So all I do now is have a bit of a dig down, and I'm just going to get a few out. Basically this way, all I've got to do, the ones I don't want, just pop back in again. These are the Picasso with those nice purple. I'm not sure, is it purple or should it be red? I get mixed up with these. But again, we don't want many. You can have a feel around and pull out a piece of dirt. So we'll move on to the Kestrel. Now there's the telltale signs of the Kestrel, more of a purple than a pink, but obviously they're planted close together. Mrs. Kale liked those. We'll see if we can get any more big ones. She did want some big ones, so I might hunt up afterwards for them. But basically, because my beds are so soft, this is how I harvest them, and I'll be using this soil all the way along here to fill some of those new pallet collar beds, and I'll share that with you at the end. So if you just bear with me. Purple ones are slightly harder to find, if they've grown at all. Here we are, a bit further down. There we go. So we've got a few purple ones there. Pink fir apples. And basically these stay in the ground right until they've actually finished. I don't cover them up too much, so that I can harvest these all the winter, and they are hopefully buried far enough down. The rats have, there we go, there's one of the holes. The rats have found this bed as well, and I'll show you that potato in a minute. I'll show you several potatoes in a minute. But they are annoying me slightly. Well, they're annoying. I'm annoying. I've been annoyed by them, and they're gnawing at the potatoes. So I've just got to keep disturbing them. So I knew that there was a hole at this end of the bed, but this is what they've done to my my potatoes. They're little rascals. I'll get these cleaned up, but isn't it nice to be able to have different coloured potatoes on the plate? It makes it look really nice. So that's my overwintering potato challenge, and again it's been very successful in the ground. Well, they do look reasonably nice. We've got a few with scab on. Now what I normally do, I haven't done it with this bed again this time, is use log ashes. That helps with the scab and wireworm, but some of these potatoes are really nice, and looks like we're going to have some nice jacket potatoes again. But the colours on some of them, and mixing them with a pink fir apple as well, does make the plate look very appetising. I'll try and put a card end screen in on the when I planted these potatoes if you're interested. That'll be at the end. I've been putting some lettuce in these street lamps. So basically the street lamps sit like that with a canopy over the top, a light sensor on the top, and then the framework and the pole. And I use these occasionally, especially autumn and spring, just to bring the plants along. And this is what I've done with a few lettuce on the plot. So it helps keep the slugs off, it helps retain the moisture, it stops most of the rain splash. So as the rain falls down, it hits the soil and splashes all over your lettuce. And we can save water by just popping it down the side. And it's surprising how well that keeps the lettuce going. This is quite a nice variety, multicoloured. A little bit late, Mrs. K's had to buy a lettuce. Oh, shock horror, but never mind. And these lettuce will be cut and come again. Give them a shake off, check, not too many bugs, and then excuse me. As I always say, find a space and fill it. And we've got a few there in amongst some of the winter brassicas. Managed to find time to get that one piece of framework in for the peas. I must hurry up and do it, else these peas will end up looking like these, not very happy at all. This is one of the carrot beds that the rats have been enjoying themselves. Didn't take the weed, did they? No. I've just noticed that this is the only one that has had some of the peanuts removed. They haven't eaten the sweet potato. I hope they haven't buried peanuts everywhere, but apparently the peanuts and the sweet potato will give them a bad belly, and hopefully they'll go elsewhere. But when you've got such lovely food here on my plot, they're going to keep coming back, aren't they? As you can see there, telltale signs that some of the carrots have been eaten. Let's see what's left of that one. Absolutely nothing. What about this? Oh look, yes, waste not, want not. And unfortunately Mrs. K's baby Chantenay, so I haven't touched nothing in that one. Mrs. K only got 3 little baby carrots, and I harvested what I could, and it's no good harvesting everything, but it looks like I've got to share with the rats for now. These are the radishes in the square foot garden, and I did notice the other day, probably can't see them now, but some of the seed pods are forming. So basically I'm growing these for the seed pods, eat them while they're young, and we've planted a few lettuce at the back there. That'll be cut and come again. I'll see if I can find a seed pod. There we have some there. We'll let them get a little bit bigger, and then we will harvest those, and they'll be an ideal snack in my lunchbox. Excuse me. Full of flavour and very warm. More shallots to go into containers. Hopefully trying to sow every 2 weeks. I have noticed, because the chits were very long, the actual stalks have been acting a little bit funny. They have opened up in the end, but we got the potatoes for free, so we've just got to keep them in the fridge, and hopefully we can get some potatoes from them. These were planted on the 11th of the 7th. These are just the ordinary ones, and the Christmas potatoes are up there, and you can see they're just showing now. My giant cabbage, oh, please don't blow, but there's my hand, and I have got big hands, so Mrs. K says, and that variety is the same as that, but of course if this one blows, then we've got backups. That's the only harvest of the rumba. We've got a few more of the stir-on out here that haven't flopped over. There's some that have, but we don't eat a great deal onion wise, but it's nice to have some fresh. I got angry with my strawberries, so they're all out on this side. but I think it looks better than that side, doesn't it? We didn't get many strawberries, so we're going to get those new ones in as soon as we can. There's the arbour that we took down. There's the grapevine that we chopped up. And I've managed to get a couple of pallet collars in, or pallet collar beds, again 4 high. More compost fines. Again with added perlite. Just need breaking up, ideal for the bottom of the beds. Another fine there as well, and for some strange reason the cannabis growers have put like a sharp sand in the top, little pebbles in. I don't know why. Oh, and they've left me some labels. Black cherry punch, ice cream cake, purple punch. I haven't got a clue what that's about, whether it's a bit of a code name for those lovely green plants they grow. But I'll make use of those labels, and possibly the cloth sacks as well. I found some square cloth sacks. I prefer the square ones like they are in the greenhouse, but they've got the clay balls in, so I might try and grow something in the clay balls. They're supposed to be good. Even though we've got bacterial wilt, we've got some nice things growing in here. And get that harvested. Oh, it has gone a little bit soft, something's crawled inside it. And we'll get some of those harvested today. We definitely need to get these harvested. Excuse me. Can't beat homegrown cucumbers, he says, trying to talk and eat. So my intentions are to have a few barrels here and possibly some up the side of the greenhouse. I won't be doing that until my asparagus on plot 3 has matured, because I can keep picking the asparagus from here for the next couple of years. But while we've got the pallet collars, while we've got the compost soil, material from the wood chips, spent homemade compost, etc., then I may as well try and get these filled while I can for free. One job leads to another, and then we get distracted by some of the plants and flowers in the wildlife wildflower garden. Must make more use of this area in the future. Wonder why this bush on this end hasn't got many fruits left on it. Just can't help myself when I walk by. Tomatoes on the vertical garden, they're doing very well, very productive. And finally some nice tomatoes. These are the German, nice variety Lemon Boy, the orange banana, black cherry, yellow pear, and finally the Heinz tomato sauce tomatoes with the distinctive shape. Really nice to have plenty of colour on one's salad plate, or any meal, or even better, my lunchbox. And we can't forget the beans and the Cobra French beans. But how do you keep your long beans and beans fresher for longer in the refrigerator? Here's Terry's top tip. So all you need is no wind, but you know full well if you leave your beans out they go limp very quickly. So 3 pieces of newspaper set at an angle, set them out, wrap them up, bring the edges in, tape it down. Pop them in your fridge and you'll be surprised how long they keep. So that's my hashtag overwintering potato challenge reveal. I'll be eating potatoes out that bed now until about March, and I'll be nicking the soil as well to fill those pallet collar beds that you saw earlier. But that's a lovely harvest again, and I'm taking a harvest every other day. Unfortunately, the scales are broken, not working, so I'm just estimating the weights for hashtag shed wars. And don't forget to pop over to see Allotment. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.